Hello, beautiful souls. It's been a while since I did a reading on this channel, so I thought I'd pop in and just do a quick 4 directions reading for you today. And so while I shuffle, I just want to introduce my chakra series. I've been grooving on just painting each of the chakra symbols because it feels like it's just got me in a deeper connection with these energy centers and what they mean and how they feel. And I kind of have a feeling that these paintings will end up as part of a larger project. Not sure what that is yet, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going to be doing a 4 directions reading, and this will correspond with the sacred directions of east, south, west, and north, as well as the 4 elements. So we're going to start with card number 1. By the way, this is my spirit animal awareness deck. Okay, so number 1 is Wolf, and this is the card that's coming up for the East. So East is this direction of new beginnings, creativity, and it corresponds with the life cycle, the child. So we can think of the morning time, we can think of springtime. So anything in your life that's coming up as something new, as well as if we look at body, mind, emotions, and spirit, the fire would correspond with spirit. So this would be maybe pertaining to your spiritual life, okay? And so Wolf is this very, very powerful totem who's coming forward with this direct stare. This is an alpha wolf right here, okay? So Wolf is saying, take charge, okay? If it feels like your spiritual connection has been a little wavering or perhaps come to a plateau, Wolf is saying, hey, it's time to step up and take charge. So Wolf is an animal that is very, very connected with his place in the pack. So this could be an invitation to connect with and maybe work with others, maybe work within a structure of some sort. There might be an organization that has something for you. It could be some kind of school, or it could be some system of spiritual study that is calling to you. Or it could simply be a call to really start to listen to your own inner guru, right? The leader of the pack who's within each one of us. So it's for you to decide what this means for you, but he's coming up in the East and with the element of fire. So the next card I'm going to pull is for the South, and this will be the element of water. The South also is going to be corresponding with the midday, with the full light of the sun, the season of summer, and the emotional body, okay? And so the card coming up here is Badger. This one's in reverse. It's coming up upside down. So I'm going to just first of all talk about Badger, and then we'll talk about what it might mean that it's coming up in reverse. Okay, Badger is this very steadfast animal. He is very, very grounded. He's also a very, very fierce warrior. We know of Badger as one that you don't want to mess with, all right? And so there's a lot of this protective energy, this warrior energy, but also very, very grounded. And so coming up in this emotional body in reverse, it could point to something that is upheaving any kind of ground that you're on. It could be feelings of being displaced or feelings of not having power, all right? And so what we can do is call on Badger to assist us. So if you like working with spirit animals, you can maybe imagine having Badger near you, or imagine that you are Badger and just digging into the earth. And you can use Badger as a symbol for being grounded, being sure of yourself, being in your truth, okay? When you feel into the energy of Badger, he does not back down, all right? So emotionally, we can feel into where you may have been compromising yourself emotionally. If you have emotions that you haven't addressed or that haven't been processed, this might be a good time to do something that's really grounding for you. For me, it's taking a nice hot bath or getting outside in the woods. And for you, whatever it is that you need to ground yourself. Badger's a really strong root chakra animal. Coming back to the root of what makes us feel secure so that we can have emotions and process emotions in a way that is productive instead of just getting pulled back and forth by our emotions, okay? The element of water also is a very creative element. And so if you've lost touch, the part of you that's calling for creative work, right? Maybe it's time to just carve out a little bit of time to allow yourself to express and let that creativity flow, right? Or maybe coming back to the emotions, it may be emotions that just need to be released. Okay, so it's okay to have a good cry sometimes, or it's okay to get outside and run and jump and dance and really express whatever is wanting to flow through you. All right, so the third card I'm going to draw is corresponding to the direction of west, and this is going to be the element of earth. Also corresponding to the evening time and the autumn, a time to pull back and pull within and really get a sense of who we are inside. Okay, this card, again coming up in reverse, is rabbit. And another very grounded animal in a way, but very different from badger. Both of these animals go to ground for safety, okay? But badger really digs in. Rabbit goes to ground when it needs security or when it's afraid, but then it comes out and really expresses itself up above ground in very joyful and fertile ways, okay? And so rabbit is this beautiful symbol of abundance, a symbol of fertility. It is an invitation to create, right? But this also is coming up in earth, the earth element. And so we're also looking at the physical body here, okay? The physical body. And what can we do with our hands, or what can we do with our body that helps to move the energy around us, right? To helps to create a different atmosphere. It may be your physical environment. Especially I'm feeling like the nervous system here, okay? Rabbit, such a nervous animal, right? So when I see rabbit, often it's the nervous system that's at play. And so how can we make our physical environment more calming and welcoming to the nervous system, healing for the nervous system? And or how can we work with our physical body to help ourselves to ground and to feel more at peace and belonging to the earth, belonging to this material plane, okay? There's a lot of things we can do to look at our diets. Things that are a little bit more grounding at this time of year might be hearty stews or soups, root vegetables. If you eat meat, that's a great thing for grounding. It's also the high protein really helps to ground. So even if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, looking at getting more protein into your system. What else can we do physically? We can work with our breath, right? Any kind of deep breathing that helps to root or ground. You can go on YouTube, lots of great instructions on breath work. Now, when a rabbit feels relaxed, we know how productive and how abundant they are. So we want to really be aware of our physical body, our emotional body, the tension that we hold, and work on releasing that. And then finally, the last card I'm going to pull, save one. I'm going to pull an angel card too, just to top it all off. But the last one from my own deck is from the north, okay? And this is the direction of air, the direction of the mind, as well as it corresponds with the season of winter and the nighttime. And the animal that's coming up for this is cougar or puma or panther, okay? Another very, very powerful predator animal. So the predator animals, they have a lot of focus. If you look at a predator, most of them will have their eyes at the very front of their face, like a cat or an owl. All right, and this helps with focus so that they can really zero in on things, right? So I feel like this card's coming up in a positive direction. So we're looking at this may be a really beautiful time right now to maybe do some planning or some dreaming, some vision work. Think about a vision board or something. Going into these darkest days, these are wonderful times to do vision work. That's why a lot of business planning goes on in late November, early December. Or even if you're not in business, we can start looking back at the past year, looking at our lessons, and then starting to dream forward into the year to come. I feel like the encouragement is to focus on what is really calling you, right? Any dreams that did not get realized, anything that you've been shoving aside because of other obligations or things that you think you ought to do, carve some time out for yourself, right? And maybe 2026 can be the year where you finally start to allow yourself to prioritize time every day or every week to work on what's really important to you. So for some reason, I'm getting a lot of this around Cougars is being physically present and being physically aware and focusing on what is going to make you really in top shape to pursue what spirit is really asking you to do, okay? And also cutting through the bull, right? Cutting through the bull, because Cougar is a no-nonsense kind of animal, right? It goes for the jugular, right? And so also this could be a good time to focus in and look at where have I been kidding myself? Where have I been lying to myself, right? Maybe for what seems like a good reason, but if we can just kind of stare past and really look through all the rationalizing that we do for ourselves and really look through for the truth. And sometimes it can be painful, whatever it is, right? But really looking at what's the actual truth of what I'm here to do in this world and how can I begin to change any kind of stuck patterns that I have that are in the way of that, right? And really take those down like a cougar can take down a deer. Start taking advantage of those opportunities that you have that sometimes it might be a little scary to jump at them, but an animal like this will go for it, right? And then one more. I'm going to put these up here on the board. And by the way, while I do this, if you are anywhere near Marquette, Michigan, this Saturday, that's in a couple days here, I would love to invite you to stop by my table at the Holistic Health Fair. So if you'd like your own 4-direction reading, you can come and get one. And also have greeting cards, and I'll have these cards too as well for sale. I don't know where my little sticky thing went. Here we go. All right, so let's top this off. I'm going to use this Ascension Angel Cards deck from Melanie Beckler and draw an angel card to just kind of crown this whole thing. I often like to end a reading with angels because they are just such amazing beings. And this says, Overflow love, right? Sometimes we forget in life that love is probably the single most important thing, and it's always here for us. And when we start really just reminding ourselves of that every single day, that there is this overflowing source of love that's within each one of us, we can always tap into, right? So I'm going to look up and see what she says about overflow love. I love that term. Archangel Haniel, fill yourself up with love first. Fill yourself up with love first, so you can then overflow love out far beyond. Your angels are flowing love energy all around you now. Open your heart and let love pour in. Let love cleanse your heart of past wounds, hurts, and negativity. Open your heart wide and let go. And I love this because it really is, I think, underscoring a lot of what came through in the reading. It's like she's saying, you know, the old adage, Fill your own cup first, and then you can overflow for others, right? So looking at, well, what are you here for, right? What is really calling you? And prioritize that. And also she's saying, let love cleanse your heart of past wounds, hurts, and negativity, right? If we cling all to all the negative stuff, and it can be all the negative stuff that's out there in the world, that's always being fed to us every day through the social channels and all that. She says, open your heart wide and let go, right? Sometimes we have to just trust. The universe knows what it's doing, that there's a greater plan, and that even those people and organizations and things that are happening that seem so dark or are so dark, right? They have a role to play, and sometimes we just have to trust and give it back to the angels and give it to God and say, hey, I trust it's all going to work out all right. So now what's my part in all this? Okay. She says you're connected to an infinite supply of love from the divine. Visualize divine love pouring in from above and from the earth below. From above and below, divine love flows in. All right. So if you enjoy angels, you may want to check out my Lightworkers Café group. It's a totally free. It's through my ministry, Spoken Earth. And so it's free to sign up. It's free to attend. We do gatherings twice a month. And this month, the second gathering is November 23rd. It'll be Sunday. And we're just having a coffee chat. And the topic is all about angels. So if you love angels, if you want to know more about them, if you have experiences with angels you'd like to share, drop on in. The link is below to sign up. I'd love to see you there. And again, if you're in Marquette this weekend, drop in at the Holistic Health Fair and come see me in person. And other than that, have a wonderful week. And remember, you were born to be free.